When you get your writing prompt, this is a strategy to help you take it apart and unpack it. It's called the do what strategy. So what you do is you identify the verbs, you find the verbs in the writing prompt, the action words, and then you figure out what they're asking for, what the people want you to do that have written the prompt. So here are some verbs that you can look for that are common in writing prompts. Read, write, use, take a position, explain, cite, provide, thank, include, and support. Those are some of them. It's not all of them, but you can look for those and figure out what it is that they're asking you to do. This will go in your do column when you find these words. So here's some practice about how you do this. So you're going to read the prompts below, and you're going to circle the verbs and then underline the phrases that accompany each verb, that go with each verb. Then you're going to make a T-chart, and you're going to label one side do and one side what. And then you're going to fill in the T-chart to deconstruct each prompt following the example from class. So this is our first prompt. Read, but I'm not tired. Think about the ideas the author presents in this article. What changes should schools make to adjust to schools' sleep patterns? Write a letter to the principal recommending changes that could be made at your school to adjust students' sleep patterns. Be sure to include specific information from the article to support your recommendations. Do not merely summarize the article. Remember that your response will be evaluated in two ways, on your understanding of the article and on the quality of your writing. So what you're going to do now is you're going to go through this prompt and you're going to circle all of the verbs. So read is one of the verbs that we said we should circle. Think is another verb that we said we should circle. What changes should schools make to adjust to students' sleep patterns? You're going to answer this question, but there's not a verb in here telling us what to do. Write is a verb that tells us something to do. Could be made at your school to adjust to students' sleep patterns. Be sure to include, so we're including something, specific information from the article to support your recommendations. Do not merely summarize the article. This is telling you something not to do. Remember that your response will be evaluated in two ways, on your understanding of the article and on the quality of your writing. This is giving you a tip about how to write your response, but this isn't telling us to do anything. So now I'm going to go back and I'm going to underline the phrases that it's telling us to do. So read. Read what? Read, but I'm not tired. Think. Think what? Think about the ideas the author presents. Nothing to underline here. I'm going to go to my next red circle. Write. Write what? Write a letter to the principal recommending changes that could be made at your school to adjust to students' sleep patterns. My next red circle is include. What am I including? Specific information from the article to support your recommendations to your principal. There are no more red circles, so I'm done. Now what I need to do is make a T-chart, and a T-chart is simply like this. You make a T, a big T, and you write do over here. And you write what over here. Under do, I'm going to write all of my verbs. So I'm going to write read, think, write, and include. I'm going to make a list over here. And then I'm going to write over here what it's telling me to do. This is a great strategy for unpacking your